Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. If you didn't know it, there's a million great things going on in comics right now, a lot of exciting things to talk about. Going to start with the Marvel guys this week. This is Avengers and X-Men Axis number 2. Picks right up from last week's number 1, so if you missed out last week, grab a number 1, pick up this week's number 2. The next big Marvel event comes out of the Uncanny Avengers stuff that I've been liking a whole lot. This guy, New Avengers number 25. Y'all know I'm a big Avengers guy. This is probably my second favorite behind Uncanny, mostly because it's got Black Panther and Submariner in it, which is always awesome. And Avengers World rounds out your Avengers stuff. Cool stuff there. Death of Wolverine number 4, probably the biggest book Marvel has these days. This is your last issue of the series. You're out of luck if you've missed any of the previous ones. I've got a couple number 1s, but 2 and 3 are long gone until the reprints show up. Super cool, comes in a couple of covers. Get down to your shop and grab that one before it's gone. There's a bunch of Death of Wolverine tie-ins. This is Death of Wolverine, Logan's Legacy. Storm was one of them. Wolverine and the X-Men is one of them. Lots of this Death of Wolverine stuff, so catch it up and check it out. Uncanny X-Men, my favorite X book. This along with All New. They've been doing an awesome job with Cyclops, making him sort of a good bad guy. Brian Michael Bendis has been doing a stellar job with all this X-Men stuff, so that's a good issue to jump in on. Magneto, because everyone likes a good villain book, and Loki, also because everyone likes a good villain book. Those are your 2 Axis tie-ins this week. If Loki's been flying under your radar, you should grab the first trade paperback or the Black Cat pack for the first 5 or 6 issues and get up on number 7, because that book's a whole lot of fun. Speaking of big Marvel events, this is your last Original Sin book. This is the double-sized annual, sort of the wrap-up conclusion. That series was really cool, super popular. We've got Black Cat packs for the whole series if you missed out on that. Double-sized books are always fun. Fantastic Four. Been talking about this book from the beginning. I hear it's going to be canceled soon, so grab these issues while you can. I'm a big FF fan. I've been liking the job they've been doing with that. James Robinson's an all-time great. Miss Marvel is one of your favorite books. Got Medusa on the cover because she's awesome. Daredevil is one of my favorite books because I like anything from Mark Waid. This is a good issue to jump in on if you haven't been following along with that. Hulk versus Scar, Son of Hulk. You can read more about this in our newsletter this week. Another title that's really been taken off, kind of a different bit from what you've seen from the Hulk in the past. Big week for Spider-Man, Edge of the Spider-Verse. It's another huge miniseries that Marvel's got. I think this is the last issue of the run, but there's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming out of this, like this week's Spider-Man 2099, which has also been a lot of fun. And Miles Morales, The Ultimate Spider-Man, rounds out your Spidey stuff this week. Like I say, big week for the webhead. Big week for the DC guys. Always a big week for Batman. Batman and Robin, part 3 of your Robin Rises stuff. Everybody's been following Damian and all that good stuff. All of your DC books, or most of your DC books, come in 2 covers this week. All month, actually. All your 35s come with cool Halloween covers. That's your second cover to Batman and Robin, all mummified. Batman Superman has that awesome cover by Jay Lee, and this awesome werewolf cover. Halloween fun. And Batman Eternal keeps on rolling. This is your weekly Batman book from Scott Snyder, Azzarello, some of the best writers in comics working on this. So don't be shy. Grab those issues. Check this out because it's super cool and a lot of fun. And Batwoman rounds out your Bat stuff for the week. Justice League starts a new story arc, so if you're one of the 3 people that hasn't been reading Justice League, you should definitely jump in on this. Marvel guys, you can totally read Justice League independent of all the other DC stuff, so if you like team books like I do, pick up on Justice League. That's your regular cover. That's your Halloween monster cover. Book's been really great for a long time. New 52, Futures End, and Earth 2 World's End are your 2 other weekly books. This one, Earth 2 World's End, spins out of last week's number 1. So again, if you were out last week, you should grab the number 1, get up on this one. Earth 2 and World's Finest has been a lot of fun. Supergirl wraps up the Doomed stuff. crosses over with Red Hood and the Outlaws. Oh, what a coincidence. Here's Red Hood and the Outlaws. Super fun there. Green Lantern New Guardians is your Lantern Godhead book of the week. That stuff's been super popular as well. The relaunch of Teen Titans continues. And speaking of relaunch, Trinity of Sin #1 for all you Phantom Stranger and Pandora people. Those two series were really good and I think highly underrated. So if you missed out on those, pick up this one and start over again because Phantom Stranger is super cool. And Fables, the Vertigo book, almost at its conclusion. That wraps up all your DC stuff for the week. Lots of my man Mike Mignola to talk about. That's BPRD Hell on Earth. Wraps up the latest story arc. Witchfinder, another one that might be flying under your radar. Also the last issue of the current story arc. You know I love Dark Horse. You know I love anything from Mike Mignola, Hellboy, BPRD, Lobster Johnson, all good stuff. Dark Horse Presents, the best anthology in comics. Really encourage you guys to grab an issue of Dark Horse Presents. If you're looking for something new, fun, and exciting there, self-contained short stories, some of the best talent in comics working on that book. Prometheus, part of the Alien and Predator stuff that Dark Horse has been working on. And The Strain. Big week for the Dark Horse guys. They got all kinds of cool stuff going on. So go to darkhorsecomics.com and find 18 books that you want to read because Dark Horse is awesome. Cool week for the Image guys. Love me some Warren Ellis. That's the latest issue of Trees. Deadly Class from my man Rick Remender. You know I talk about anything Remender does. Supreme, Blue Rose. This book you have all been into. But your first issue Image Gonna Have It book of the week is this guy. Giant size Kung Fu Bible Stories. Just as ridiculous as it sounds. With the cool cover by Eric Larson. This thing is supersized as you can see. So there's not a magazine box that's going to hold it. But it's probably still worth reading. Some Dynamite books. I love me some Magnus Robot Fighter from Gold Key from the old Valiant days. Dynamite's doing just as good a job as anybody ever has. That book's a lot of fun. Same thing with Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. You love the game. If you're 100 years old like me, you love the old school comics. Turok's a lot of fun. And The Twilight Zone, my last Dynamite book of the week. This guy's double-sized and cool cover and paper stock and all that. A little pricey, but super fun like the rest of the series has been. Twilight Zone definitely deserves its own comic. And my kids' books, always got to talk about The Simpsons. The great job Bongo does with all their stuff. Simpsons, Bart Simpson, Futurama, etc. And the TMNT animated. Because the regular book is not necessarily for kids, but the animated book sure is just as fun as the show. Lots of great stuff, wide range of books this week, so check the shipping list, get down to your local shop, pick up something fun to read. That's all I got for you for this week. Check us out at blackhatcomics.biz, check us out on Facebook, check out our cool YouTube channel, or just get on down here to Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next week.